What's going on, Geekdom? This is Chipmunk. Do another reaction. This time I'm reacting to one of my favorite channels when it comes to like top 10s and stuff like that. This is ViniiTube's top 10 most anticipated summer 2021 anime. So just checking out some of the like most anticipated animes is just finna drop. I don't think I have any that I was anticipating just because I don't know a lot that's about to come out. So I do like checking out the top 10s just to see exactly what animes and stuff is finna drop out. I don't look at a lot of anime forums and stuff like I used to. But and that's something because I get too busy and a whole bunch of other things to try to look up different stuff. So yeah. But yeah, let's check this out and see how this goes and what animes and stuff is coming out this summer. So yeah.
Are you ready to see what the anime industry has for you? Let's dive in and find out. We start off with Spirit Chronicles. What happens after death? If you're in anime, you get reincarnated into another world, of course. But have you considered what happens to your memories? Take it further and think of what happens when it's only your memories that get reincarnated, and those memories of the past are intersecting with those of another person in the other world. Now that's a mouthful now, isn't it? But that's the basic premise of the upcoming harem isekai Spirit Chronicles. That, I feel, is a rather novel premise in the sea of isekai, and I feel it just highlights how the genre has maintained traction for so long. There are many ways to go about a reincarnation story, and with even the slightest twist and change in circumstances, you can come up with a story that feels fresh. I've yet to read the source material, and I'm pretty sure that some parts of the series do rehash some common standards and tropes of the harem isekai genre, but it still comes off as unique in its own execution. This is one of the shows that I'll be looking forward to. I'm so excited to hear Kirito's Japanese voice actor in yet another fantasy harem. Ninth on the list is The Honor Student at Magic High School. Now this I didn't expect. When Irregular at Magic High School unexpectedly got its new season a year ago, I expected it to be a short one and a done deal with just a core to help promote the sequel novels. Turns out that just like the Thoaru series, we have here an extended revival with the most notable spin-off, Honor Student, getting greenlit for an anime. This time we move away from Godsuya and we see the story through Miyuki's perspective. It surely provides a different experience as compared to Irregular at Magic High School, and we get to see more of the side characters and their lovely interactions. For those who are fans of Miyuki's two best friends, you'll also get to see them a lot here. I do have to note the drastic art style change. It kind of caught me off guard, but I think it's just fitting considering the more easygoing nature of the series compared to the mainline one. The ride isn't over for fans of the franchise, and this is looking to be a fun, light-hearted take on the same universe. Next in line is How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. This is a series that I've been hearing about for quite a while, so I'm not exactly shocked that this one got an anime. It's one of the more talked about isekai series that has to deal with the titular kingdom building. Our protagonist of this tale is a student who finds himself in yet another world. However, instead of being the great hero that people expected him to be, Kazuya Soma decides to go the more practical route. Instead of slaying demon lords and the like, he seeks to rebuild the struggling economy of the kingdom he finds himself in. Being abruptly promoted to the throne is probably not the easiest position to navigate, but our hero looks to put his knowledge of realism and Machiavellianism in order to take the country to glorious new heights. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom has a title that's quite self-explanatory. In lieu of the usual fighting and adventuring, we have a hero who seeks to become a hero through political reform. It's a series that prides itself on the political aspects, the world building, and a sprinkling of harem and comedy aspects. We'll see how that translates onto the screen this summer. Moving on, we have Peach Boy Riverside. Tell me if you've heard of this premise before. Bright, cheerful princess wants to go on an adventure before finding her life turned upside down by demons. However, they were dispatched by a lone traveler, a mysterious enigma who possesses an equivalent of the artifact of power. With this major life-changing event, Princess decides to set off on an adventure of her own. The premise for Peach Boy Riverside may seem plain, but I think that what gives this show a unique dynamic is how the characters act. The teaser art alone should be a tip. Everyone in this show is rather axe crazy, to put it lightly. Yanderis are Russ, as they say. It certainly seems to be one of the crazier and more over-the-top shows that you can indulge yourself in this season. If the premise interests you, you don't have to wait too long. It's also a series from the creator of Dragon Maid, which we'll also be seeing this season. So if you're a fan of the creator's works, putting this show on your to-watch list should be an easy decision. There, I spoiled an entry already, and I'd like you to guess which place that title would be. Coming up is My Next Life as a Villainess Season 2. Fans didn't have to wait too long for the sequel to My Next Life as a Villainess. It's only been a year, but we'll finally get the continuation to Katarina's hilarious quest to avoid all bad ends. It was a show that helped propel the villainess genre into the mainstream, and I feel there's no better candidate to do so. Hamefura, as the show is commonly called, has great character growth and story progression. The comedy also works, and I say that it never goes stale or bland, even if you are someone who's grown jaded with anime-style comedy. I felt that My Life as a Villainess was quite entertaining on its own. The dynamics between characters were entertaining, and I like how it had a harem of developed characters that featured both sexes. I truly enjoyed what it brings to the table, and it was a breath of fresh air when put beside a lot of the isekai titles that we've seen in recent years. This one deserved its second season, and I'm eagerly awaiting it. We have a non-sequel coming up now. The detective is already dead. Kimizuka Kimihiko seems to be your by-the-book anime protagonist. From getting caught up in crime scenes to having disaster follow him everywhere, it just seems that he'd eventually find himself a detective assistant to a mysterious girl named Siesta. The two would have adventures until Siesta's untimely death. Having resigned himself to an ordinary life, Kimizuka finds the wheels of his life turning once more. This time in the form of another girl who looks a bit too much like Siesta for comfort. I guess it's about time for another detective anime, and having read some of the source material, I think it's a pretty interesting take on the genre. It's quite genre savvy and has a lot of references to the detective fiction genre, and the character banter just makes it so fun to read. I'm curious to see how well the light novel will be adapted, but I sure am keeping my hopes up for this one. So we now return to sequels with the second part of Reincarnated as a Slime Season 2.
本当にここまで波乱万丈っつうかなんつうか大変なことがいろいろあったけどなあなんだこんな平和がずっと続くといいな
Slime Isekai just took a break this season with its unbelievable, hilarious slice-of-life version. However, come summer, it's time to check back in with the main plot that's left us hanging for quite a while. The last time we saw Rimuru and friends, our protagonist had completed his evolution into a demon lord. While at it, he also added a new member to the squad, a new subordinate called Diablo. With this new character coming into play as the newest addition to the team, you gotta wonder how that shakes things up. If there's one thing that I would use to describe Slime's adaptation, it's consistency. You can tell that 8-Bit has been consistently giving their all in helping the hit novel series make the leap into the anime format, and it's been a joy seeing a lot of the novel's iconic scenes and epic fights animated as well as they have been. For some, Slime may be yet another isekai featuring a crazily overpowered protagonist, but for me, I think that this is one of the more intriguing ones and an example of the subgenre done right. Slime fans, the wait is no more. This season, Rimuru will make waves around the community once more. For the first entry in our top 3, we have the case study of Vanitas. The book of Vanitas has received its fair share of fanfare as a manga that mixes a bit of historical settings with supernatural vampire action. Given that it's by the same creator of Pandora Hearts, we can really see some similar vibes shared between the two works. It follows Vanitas, a legendary vampire so powerful and hated by his own kind. Alone, he created the book of Vanitas, a grimoire that would one day allow him to exact revenge against the world's vampires. The legendary grimoires attracted widespread interest, and our protagonist Noe is one of those looking to find the cursed treasure. However, a sudden vampire attack en route to Paris allows him to encounter the famed Vanitas himself. However, in contrast to his reputation, Vanitas is actually just an ordinary human who specializes in vampires. Perhaps there's more to this mysterious man and the grimoire he possesses, one that seems suspiciously like the Book of Vanitas of legend. Weaving together an air of mystery and gripping narrative, this should be one of the hits this season. The second most anticipated summer anime is the second season of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
There's another one. I haven't seen the... I know of this, I just haven't seen it.
It seems not so long ago when I was finding myself bopping to the catchy opening tune of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, laughing at the show's comedy, and generally having fun with this offering from KyoAni. Oh, and the social media reception to the characters is something we can laugh at too. Dragon Maid in its first season may seem like a silly comedy at first glance, but it also unironically gave us some insights to what life in Japan could be like under the guise of the crazy premise of dragons and Maid, as well as the over-the-top comedy, of course. It's a show that knows what it is and doesn't compromise anything in order to pretend to be something it's not. As such, you won't be seeing big dramatic twists or some forced tearjerkers. Instead, the show focused on the light comedic aspects and did an excellent job at it. It's all fun, light-hearted and relaxing. For a show like this, it's the perfect combination to help you unwind after a stressful day at work, much like the main character. I fully expect that pace to stay this season, and it's a good thing. With some new characters coming, I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table. I'm very looking forward to seeing Toru and the gang again, and I know some fans from 2017 are going to be feeling the same way. Finishing off our list is the much-awaited return of Mushoku Tensei.
死ぬのか俺。まあいいか、どの道人生積んでたからな。でもせめて童貞くらい卒業したかった。
I made it seem like it's been so long for what was just a one-season break, but I'm sure that the wait's been killing Mushoku Tensei fans already. We last left the story with Rudy's group in the Demon Continent, having formed an unofficial party of 3 with Eris and an unexpected ally. With Roxy also arriving to the scene, what adventures await our protagonist in the next phase of the story? You know, I really gave Mushoku Tensei too little credit in my pre-season videos. I know of its reputation, and I know of its strengths. However, the actual adaptation is what blew me away. You don't see this amount of dedication every day. With how the show's been carefully adapted and all the top-notch quality in production, you can really tell that this is such a big deal. Sure, Mushoku Tensei is still the ever-controversial show that it is, but I think that those who enjoy isekai with slow, methodical builds and development, this series is very much worth a try. You also likely won't get a cop-out reading the novel's ending because multiple sources have stated that Mushoku Tensei is intended to be a long runner, much in the vein of stuff like Sword Art Online, which means you could be seeing Mushoku Tensei all the way to the next decade.
Now that actually looks pretty interesting too. So far as 3, I wouldn't mind looking at.
So, which anime are you most excited for? Write down in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of animes and stuff that's on this list that I have not seen the first season, so it's like a continuation of seasons and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of them that I haven't seen. Well, I was the last few animes I've watched were Jujutsu Kaisen, was it Genshiken, the 2nd season. Yeah, those are the last 2 that I watched. And before that, it was the couple of animes that was on Netflix. But so I was like, it's interesting. The ones that usually I'm more attracted to watching are the ones that are kind of like the slice of life animes, but some of these actually, like the number 1, I wouldn't mind watching. That one looks like it would be pretty interesting. The one with the detective one, I definitely would check out. I definitely would check out that one. Where they're on the plane and stuff. Yeah, his list isn't bad. ViniiTube is one of the channels I do like looking at because I think he brings in a lot of interesting anime and stuff into his top 10s. So does Animan. I like him as well, but ViniiTube does a good job too. So you can check out him in the descriptions below if you'd like to check out some more of his videos and stuff. I highly encourage you because I like a lot of his top 10s and how he displays and stuff, things on his channel. If you like this video, please put a like on the video. If you like, subscribe, see some more of my content, please do. If you want to talk about some of the animes and stuff you look forward to watching and stuff, you can put those in the comments because if there's something that you recommend me watch this upcoming or look up this upcoming that they didn't mention, I don't mind looking those up so you can let me know. But yeah, thank you all so much for just jumping on and giving me a try. I really do appreciate it. Please just take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, geekdom.